Hey guys, so I just wanted to share some of my skincare routine, especially in the morning, like when I get out of shower. I've been seeing some really nice improvements on my skin. I just wanted to share. I know that I should disclose that I am pregnant right now, so some of it could be because of that, but generally speaking, like some of this is just like the consistency and texture of my skin has really improved, and I found some products that I really love and I just wanted to share with you. So first of all, I do cleanse my face with this fresh soy face cleanser. The only thing I don't like about it is that it smells like cucumbers. If you don't mind that, then great. I've been able to push through it only because I can't stand that smell, but I love how gentle this is on my face. And I use that with this little scrubby thingy. I'll put the name down below, but essentially it's got two sides. So one side is a little bit more gentle. That's the one that I use on my face. And then the other side is intended for more of a rough exfoliation. I sometimes use this on my body, but I just purchased a special mitt for my body, which is a lot easier than this tiny little thing trying to get on larger places in your body. So I really just use the soft and gentle side on my skin. I use this every single day in the morning when I wake up and I shower, and I just scrub it for probably, I don't know, like 30 seconds. So what it does is it exfoliates all of your dead skin cells so that you have a nice base to work with, and it really helps then with whatever moisturizer or serums you're putting on after, for those to penetrate your skin better. I had stopped using physical exfoliators, so like scrubs and that sort of like mitt texture on my skin, because one time a esthetician had told me that because I have sensitive skin, I should try to avoid that, and that I should lean more towards chemical exfoliation like lactic acid and things like that. So I did that for a few years, and I feel like my skin got progressively worse. And ever since I switched over to more of a physical exfoliation, that little mitt, and stopped all of my other sort of like chemical exfoliations and peels and things like that, my skin has improved a lot. I feel like less is more, at least with my skin. I tend to have oily skin with a couple dry patches here and there, but pretty oily in the T-zone. And ever since I've reduced the amount of products that I used and have switched over to that exfoliator, my skin is so much better. I feel like I produce a lot less oil, which I will tell you about in a little bit here too. So the next product I use is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment. So this one I use for my under eye area to moisturize and try and prevent any wrinkles. I'm not super obsessed with it. I do notice that it's less dry under my eyes, which really helps with concealer application and things like that. I use it every day in the morning, and sometimes I use it at night, but generally I just do it in the morning, just to kind of give that under eye area a little bit more protection. The way it's formulated, it's supposed to prevent the cream from going into your eye, so my eye never burns or anything like that. So let me show you what I do. I grab a little bit, just the tiniest amount, like that much, and I just kind of squeeze it in between my two ring fingers. And the ring finger is supposed to be the gentlest touch on your hand, so that's the one that you're supposed to use on your under eye area. And then I just pat it in. And you're supposed to go up to your orbital bone, so not necessarily as close, because some of it will migrate closer into your under eye, kind of right before your lash line, but you're supposed to bring it up a little bit too, kind of into your brow bone area, kind of where that starts, to make sure you get those little wrinkly bits. And then I just rub whatever's left kind of just into my hands. I do like to wait just a little bit before I put anything else on, just to let that kind of sink in, so that when I rub in my oil, it doesn't kind of move the under eye product too much. So the next product I use is some sort of moisturizer, and I've been really gravitating towards oils. So a few years back, and when I was younger, I would try to avoid oils because I had oily skin, and so I thought that that would make it worse. But when I started incorporating them and playing with them, I noticed that my skin stopped producing as much oil as it was before. So I really like to use an oil. The one I'm using right now is the Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil by Drunk Elephant. This is a really popular brand right now. It is expensive. I want to say this is like $75. But this is a huge bottle. Like the amount of products, this is 1 fluid ounce, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a ton of products. I was using the facial recovery oil by a brand called Eminence, I think it is. But it's really kind of hard to buy, and whenever I buy it online, like on Amazon, I felt like the quality was a little different. So I switched over to this because Drunk Elephant's just been so popular, and I have liked it. It is very gentle. I haven't noticed anything extreme, but it just does the job. It just keeps my face moisturized. My face doesn't produce extra oil throughout the day, and I really like the consistency of it. And then the other product I recently discovered, which I'm obsessed with right now, is the Isle of Paradise tanning drops. So these are self-tanning drops. I bought the one in dark because I rather mix in fewer drops and be able to kind of like manipulate how dark I want to get. So you just mix in like 1 or 2 drops of this into that oil, and then you put it on your face, and then you self-tan throughout. What I love about this product is that what I've experienced in the past, for example, with like lotion self-tanners, if I put those on and then I physically exfoliate, use my mitt or either like an actual exfoliator with, you know, beads or anything like that, any scrub, if you will, it will basically take off my self-tanner. And this one does not come off. I don't know what it does, how it penetrates your skin, but it's very like in your skin, not superficial like the lotions. The other thing that you don't get is those like weird dots. For me, I have a little bit of enlarged pores like right in this area, and those tend to get like really dark whenever I put the self-tanner lotion on. You can kind of see the dots, like where the self-tanner kind of is sitting. And so I really love this because you don't get that. You just get this beautiful tan. It lasts several days, and I just absolutely love this. So right now, for example, you can see my body's probably a little bit darker than my face, and I haven't used the drops in 2 days, I think. This one's a little thicker consistency, so it's a little more goopy. So I put the 2 products in my hands and I just rub them together, and then I just rub it on my face. And if I were to use just the oil, I tend to do a pushing motion because that's how you're supposed to press serums and oils into your face. But whenever I use the self-tanner, I want to make sure that I'm not getting any blotchiness and unevenness. As you go over my eyes too, and I try to bring everything down to my neck. And I have sensitive skin, as you can see, so I turn bright red just from touching it. I promise, it's not the products. And I try to push anything into my hairline too, and my ears, just so that you're not, I mean, obviously when you're using self-tanner, you wanna make sure that you're getting all the spots and you're not gonna have any weird lines or anything like that. And you're gonna wanna wash your hands as soon as you can, just because it will stain your hands. Obviously it is self-tanner. And then the last product I use, this is something that I've started to use. I didn't in the past, but as I hit 30 and now 31, I know that I have to incorporate sunscreen into my skincare routine a little bit more, because that is really the only thing that truly matters, that's gonna age you. And so I got this at the Sephora sale recently. It's by Shiseido. It's their Urban Environment Oil-Free UV Protector, and it gives you SPF 42. I don't go outside that much. This is just, you know, for running errands or anything like that, or even in the house, like any sun that might come through the windows, things like that. So this is another one of those products that I think is a little pricey for how much you're getting. I think this is 1 fluid ounce, so I guess it's the same amount as the marula oil. I think it costs like $40 some. I don't know, I think it's pricey, but I love the consistency of it. Again, because I do tend to kind of produce more oil in my T-zone, I'm very conscious of just oil in general on my face, especially if I'm gonna be wearing makeup. And I feel like this sunscreen has really helped with, you know, it's not that oily texture, it's very thin, and it just goes on, and it, again, it doesn't make the oil worse. I just grab a little bit, like that much, and it is kind of liquidy, and I rub it into my hands, and then I start kind of at the high tops where it really, the sun is gonna hit the most, and then I spread out whatever's left over and just the rest of my face. So I just went to wash my hands really quick just so that the self-tanner doesn't stain my hands. The next 2 steps that I would do in my getting ready morning routine is putting on some deodorant. And I recently discovered the Schmidt's natural deodorant. I got the scent in coconut and pineapple. I really love the way this smells. So this one is vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free, and it doesn't have any of the bad chemicals for you. It smells really, really good. I absolutely love it. This one in particular, it says it's a sensitive skin formula, so I don't necessarily have sensitive skin. The only thing that I found out was in using some of these more organic and healthy deodorants, a lot of them are made with baking soda, and my armpits turn brown with baking soda. So a lot of them, I would say like 75% of the ones you'll find out there, especially the ones you get at like Whole Foods and things like that, they're made with baking soda. And so my armpits were getting stained like really, really dark, to the point that like one time my mom saw and she was like, oh my God, what's wrong with your armpits? For me, it was great to find a deodorant that wasn't made with baking soda and that actually worked. So I think that in terms of potency and helping with the odor and things like that, it's probably slightly less effective than say like a Dove that you would get at Target or something like that. But for me, I mean, it's slightly less effective. It's like maybe 5 to 10%. And especially now being pregnant and everything, I love the benefits of not having those chemicals in my body. And you know, some things that are kind of proven to be carcinogens, I'm really happy to have found a deodorant that for me and my exercise level and the amount that I sweat, which is not a lot, this has been really great for me. My only complaint is that because it's a stick bar, I don't know, like this area will get all goopy and all inside. So you do have to kind of regularly clean the lid and things like that because it can get messy. So if Schmidt could just come out with a better container, I would be the happiest person ever, but that's not gonna stop me from using this whatsoever. And there's 2 more products I wanted to share with you. One is one that I used to use a lot. It's the Fresh Sea Berry Skin Nutrition Booster. So this is another oil, and it's antioxidant rich camellia seed oil. And you're only supposed to use it a couple times a week. It makes your skin super smooth and soft. I just put it on at night. Again, 2 to 3 drops is all you need. And you wake up with really, really supple, soft skin. Like this is like magic in a bottle for me. And lastly, this is another product. You can definitely use it in the morning, especially if you're kind of like a lip balm kind of person. Is this Vaseline Lip Therapy with cocoa butter. This one is something my mom discovered and put me onto, and this is one of those that has been a gem, and I really, really love it. So it's just in a metal tin, and it's Vaseline with cocoa butter. That's all it is, really. I really, really love this. I noticed a change like almost immediately. Yeah, either like the same day or for sure the next day if I sleep in it. Especially if you're in the drier kind of weather areas like Minnesota. So I used to live in Minnesota, and this in Minnesota is like gold, just gold, because it's so dry and your lips are constantly just in pain. And so definitely get this if you're in Minnesota, for sure. So that's it. Those are my getting ready in the morning products, and a couple of other ones that I sprinkled in there I thought you guys might want to know about. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Fucking out of breath.